Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to an impromptu, they usually kind of are these days, um, live stream of sorts. And yes, it's Merlin the Mighty. Some of you probably know. I'm really out of practice. I was like, was sitting here for a while. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to start this thing. I don't know if I have anything to talk about. Um, but yeah, I wanted to kind of say hi, let people know what's going on because I realized I hadn't really put any content on the channel for a couple weeks, and I was like, well, it might be a good time to do that, let people know what's going on, and kind of talk about a few general things. But I guess let's see. People, the point of this is to kind of also give some updates, and then I'll have some generic stuff to just talk about to kind of get things going. And if people fall in, they can ask questions, we can chat pretty low key, but I don't know, depending on how many people are on, might be on here for like an hour or something, maybe two. We'll see. I've got a little bit of time today, so got it done early, getting started early. So there's some light out. Might be something you'll be seeing in future videos, hopefully. But yes, starting off just kind of with the general channel stuff. This is sort of like a break from my hiatus. So I've basically been in school for a while. I've been finishing up the certification I was going for. So I'm going to be doing some more educational stuff, some more teaching. And initially, I wasn't really sure what was going to happen in terms of the channel. I think it's kind of sort of in vague terms what I'm going to kind of talk about here and just sort of let out is because I'm not really entirely sure where my YouTube channel stands in my life and in relation to my subscribers and fans and followers and all that, supporters. So maybe everyone can kind of help me with that, with some insight and opinions, because it's all like very abstract and mushy right now. But basically, my initial thought was, okay, come right around now, around the holidays, into January. Okay, there's probably going to be some more free time, and I was thinking, all right, well, I'm going to be looking up probably for more jobs, maybe teaching jobs, things like that. And I wasn't really sure how long that was going to take me. I thought, well, maybe I can just focus on finishing up stuff for the masters, and maybe I'll have more time for like 6 months or something, looking for something full time. But I have an opportunity to actually start something much sooner, which I'm going to try and take because, hey, I'm thankful for the opportunity, and you got to jump on these things, I think. So, I've really been liking that momentum. So I'm going to be going into that, but that means that come mid-January, I'm probably going to have even less free time than I did before. So that means the upload schedule, as inconsistent as it is, will probably be even lesser because I'm really going to be focusing on, building lesson plans and grading and probably all kinds of meetings. And I just know that I'm going to be so tired mentally and everything else that even on the weekends, I don't know how much time I'm really going to be able to devote to YouTube stuff. So that means that 2022 for Merlin the Mighty, there might be a sporadic video here and there, maybe like if I catch a movie or something, or just do something like this very randomly. But honestly, until like summer, I don't really know how much of an upload schedule I'm going to have. Now, come summertime, maybe I'll be able to do some more stuff, and I'll give some thoughts about that in the future. But basically, for the next couple weeks, I would say from now until mid-January, so roughly a month, um, I would have a little more free time to maybe make a couple videos. And I would like to potentially have some analysis videos or some proper retrospectives, my edited, scripted stuff, proper, Morlin the Mighty format. Did I say Morlin the Mighty? I think that was a Spider-Man reference, which is timely. Uh, so yeah, I feel like honestly after the new year I might be busy anyway. So it's like really I only have a couple weeks where maybe I can get some stuff done. And I had a couple of things backlogged. I had a couple Joe Loves movies that I wanted to edit, but I'm just not really sure. Like it's about getting the time, and I'm like, are there other things I want to do? So talk a little bit more about that, but I'm basically taking any requests I can get for videos. Like if you have a request for something, I mean, maybe I'll try to do something about it. I think I've heard a couple little things, but once again, I don't know how much time I'm really going to devote to it, especially if it doesn't interest me too much. Hey, Kenny. Oh yeah, yeah. We'll talk a little bit about that. Uh, I watched a couple of trailers the Game Awards, I think. Um, yep. So yeah, I'm actually going to talk about a few things. Yeah, good point, Kenny. Good point. Hey, thank you for joining, by the way. Yeah, I'm gonna get into that. I'm just gonna go into all this new stuff, and then I'll start kind of getting more topics out there. Let's see, where was I? I have a semi-organized structure here. That's my other list of movies to watch. I've got that's another long list. So let's see. Yeah, I'm taking some requests. I do kind of want to take care of some of the stuff on my backlog just because it's been there, and with any luck, I'll do that, and then my time will be up because I have to devote like a whole day to basically doing it, or a couple days. So I have to decide if I want to do that. As far as the future of the channel goes, I mean, like I said, first half of 2022, probably not going to be too much content consistently. Um, you might see something once in a while, but I'm not really sure. Hopefully in summertime, I'll be able to do some more videos. I wanted to do this podcast where I talked about old alien invasion movies and old like alien creature feature movies. That was kind of the theme, and it really could just be any kind of sort of monster from space. It was Beware the Pod People, and I thought I was going to have some time to maybe make that weekly or monthly, and maybe I still could. But to be honest, time management's never been my biggest strength, and if I'm doing a lot of stuff for work, that's going to be taking all my focus. So I don't know. It might be like an informal thing, and I really want to get on a schedule, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen. And I feel like at this point, it's like maybe I'll do more stuff during the summer, and that'll be it. I'm still working on some writing. I'm actually thinking about getting a hardcover for the Black Tree out because that's an option now through Amazon. And I also have a short story collection I'm finishing editing that hopefully will be out maybe this month, maybe January. So that's something to look out for too. It's a collection of horror, sci-fi, and fantasy stuff over the last 5-6 years. So getting that out there, and I'm slowly going to be working on another book, a sci-fi one, which I haven't really touched in months. I think I wrote like the first couple pages, and I'm like, all right, well, I need to be able to give this proper time. I just haven't really done that. I'm working on something else, so it's like I've got a general order of that. I also want to try and do some more short film stuff. I think I might be doing an adaptation of a Lovecraft thing, maybe this next summer, perhaps. I really want to do this werewolf project, but it's more saving money and planning. And realistically, that's probably not going to happen next year either. So, I mean, if I did, it would probably be too rushed. So it's like trying to kind of slow it down a little bit. But these are things I have in mind that you might see popping up way down the line, maybe. But yeah, there's that podcast. I'm doing a lot of videos with my buddy Dan over on his channel. Actually, there's been some new reviews of movies over there, like the last James Bond movie and Halloween we did, and I think something else too. It escapes me at the moment. But yeah, I've been over there with his channel talking about new movies, so check out his stuff. Dan reviews it. Trying to do maybe something with the Phantom group, maybe with Walking Double Dead and Anime Hero and Zorro and all those people. So maybe. Um, so would like to realistically, but it's like, but the truth is that, uh, um, well, my YouTube channel has been a big focus for a lot of time, and to be honest, it's been kind of good to put it down for a couple months and not really care that much about how well it does. Like there's that part of me that's like I'd like to put a lot more effort into it and have it be more successful and continue improving, which is what I still want to do, especially when it comes to just making better videos that are more insightful and with better sound quality and editing. Like I'm still trying to do that, and I think I actually have a decent space for audio here. It's much quieter in my new little room here, thankfully. But yeah, I still I still have that part of me that really wants to just keep doing more stuff with this, but the truth is, it's like I finally have to kind of put it down a little bit because the truth is, it's been kind of frustrating me for years, and I think it's just because I've been inconsistent about having a certain focus and being on a schedule and always talking about things that are relevant now, like new shows, new episodes. It's just it's tough. It's tough to compete, and it's just not really the way I work. I like to, if you've been watching, I like to kind of see something when it's completed, so I have time to think about it and break it down, really look into it. I mean, reacting to things on the fly is cool, but being consistent with it, I think, is just kind of exhausting. But I mean, hey, I'm not really trying to complain too much. I mean, I'm venting, but I'm just being honest about that. That's been a issue with me for years, and the I'm getting to another point though, so forgive me if you have questions. I will look at them, but this is kind of, I guess, sort of a big update. I'll try and do something else, but essentially, yeah, like it's been frustrating. Also, totally not Mark. He had a lot of copyright issues, and if you haven't seen his channel, if you've been watching my stuff, if you're interested in anime reviews and things like that, comic book stuff and movies. He's one of those people. He's kind of like a super eye patch wolf, another good guy who he does a lot of Dragon Ball content. I think he does One Piece stuff. Really passionate, really good videos. Like some of the best videos about Dragon Ball related content. And he had like most of his videos just flagged and like removed for copyright strikes or whatever. And he was trying to appeal it, and he was talking about how unbalanced it is for the creator versus the company. Like there's really no voice. I think it really sucks that you just can't talk to a person. Like you couldn't contact somebody. Like there's something to be said for getting somebody on the phone or writing a letter, like something that old school, because this automated stuff, it's like comes off really bad. And I'm not sure if it's been resolved by that point, but I know his channel was like, last time I checked, was in really kind of dire straits. He only had like a couple videos up. Everything else was flagged by Toei. And it's one of those things where like, if just a couple of them are denied, like through all the really long process of trying to appeal things, if it gets to the legal point where you have to fight it and they rule against you, you could basically have your channel removed completely. And you work so hard to make them transformative, but if they have a certain amount of footage, and they said they even flagged stuff where there was just like drawings, just drawings of things. I don't know if it was of Dragon Ball characters, but it's one of those things where it's kind of iffy, the whole copyright thing. Because on one hand, I get that, and I get the content creators trying to kind of talk about the things they love and make a living doing that. And there was a part of me that's like, it does suck that YouTube kind of still has this big issue and kind of leans towards the big companies with that, especially when a lot of these channels are promoting. Like this one is literally just loving on Dragon Ball and One Piece and literally promoting Toei stuff, and yet he's being punished for it. And even if it is just an oversight, how much money is he losing? He's also, that's become his livelihood. He's employed some people. He's made a little company out of it. He's got a family to support. So, my heart really goes out to him. I really saw that and I was like, man, but at the same time, I was also kind of like, the way I've looked at YouTube, from my perspective, there was a part of me that was like, Mark, I feel bad for you, but at the same time, you've gotten some time to make a living just talking about the stuff you love, which is kind of a dream job. And even if you got to do that for a couple years, there's a part of me that's like, well, I've never gotten that. And I was thinking almost like, just say I was thankful for that and maybe, have a backup plan. Honestly, it's because with copyright, it's just so turbulent. And I'm also like, I do like the idea of transformative stuff because of that idea. But I know so many people, like Anime Heroes had issues with it recently. Walking Double O Dead has, Zorro Fanboy has. They've all had issues with it. I've had some. And, a lot of times we're just doing analysis, but we're making money to some degree off of something related to somebody's product or artistic expression, which is owned by a company because it's an IP. So in a way, you could be saying, aren't they entitled to some of that too, if we're monetizing it? So I can see the back and forth, but then I think about how bigger companies like journalistic institutions, like, I don't know, if some big news outlet, or somebody with more money, more power, wants to show some movie clips when they're just reviewing a movie, I don't think they have to pay the movie studio for that, because it's just journalism, because it has an official stamp, because it's a conglomerate. But if it's like just one or two people doing it for fun, even though it is, something more amateur, they have less rights to do that, just to express their feelings about a piece of art, and get sort of punished for it. So I think there's an imbalance there. So I have mixed feelings about it. I guess I kind of side more with content creators for that, but I do think you have to be careful and you can't take it for granted because you are kind of minimized essentially. You're going up against bigger companies with a lot more money, and I think it's kind of ironic A lot of times these channels that are promoting things are getting punished, but I also think it's that lack of human element, that automated system. That could be a big part of it too, or just flagged. But yeah, it's frustrating. I literally admit that I've been a little careful over the years with copyright because I remember I'm still sad about it to this day, and I probably could do it much better now. But way back in like 2012, like early in my channel, I did this two-part video, which was a full review of Fullmetal Alchemist and Brotherhood, and I think half of it got removed. There was a copyright strike, and so I just like got rid of everything and with that footage and just was really good for how many months it was. And then I have like, I don't know if I used very little footage in my videos. If I do, it's very sparing. We're talking like a couple seconds at a time. Usually I just use slides, just pictures, which is fine, which means more editing, and I admit one reason I like to do the videos is using footage is not necessarily because it always enhanced what I was talking about. I should properly do that, but just easier to edit. I figure, okay, there's animation you can watch, but it's harder work to try and make a video more interesting with just still images. You can, but I'll admit that was a bit of laziness on my part. So more incentive to get better with editing. But even so, I think that you should be allowed to use some of it. I do, especially if you were talking about a specific scene or line or something about something. I've noticed that it's a bigger issue with anime, though. And I don't know if that's a Japanese or just an Asian copyright issue. Like there's another layer of law there. But I've noticed that some of the biggest copyright issues I've had have been with anime stuff. Might be one reason why there aren't as many big anime channels because of that. There's a little bit of a limitation. That's one possibility. I got my tea. So yeah, basically I've been frustrated with that, and I don't care as much about that now. But anyway, long story short, when it comes to Merlin the Mighty, the truth is that for a long time I was kind of hoping this could be maybe like a dream job or even like a side job to make some more income, and I still think it potentially could be. I'd like to come back at it, but the truth is it's always been a hobby. And I think I need to try to look at it as a hobby, because the moment I started worrying about monetizing it and making money, and then especially when you do something you really care about and you're passionate about, and then it doesn't get a lot of views. And the point is, now I've felt kind of even more frustrated because I actually was like, you know what, I want to get another Fullmetal Alchemist video out. I know that a lot of people are here for those videos. So I'm like, okay, I'll do a little one about Hughes. And you know what? I think it was a good video. Really about the same level of quality as I typically do for those anime analysis videos. And it was fine, but it got like 46 views or something as of now, and got some likes and everything, and that's good, I guess. But I'm just like, okay, so is it just the villain stuff you care about? And the thing is, even if I like leaned into that, I feel like with Fullmetal Alchemist, I only have so much. I mean, I could stretch it out. I could do podcasts. I could, but it's like eventually you're going to get to that point where like there is not a lot of stuff with Fullmetal Alchemist to talk about because it's just those two shows, a couple movies, a couple games. So it's more limited than say a bigger shonen show. So it was like even if I leaned into it, it's like eventually I'd come to the point where okay, I could do more Dragon Ball stuff, but I've been doing all that stuff for years, and like every once in a while I feel passionate about it, but I have a lot of other things I want to talk about, and then they don't get many views. And now I've gotten to the point where I'll do more popular stuff from my channel, and it's still not getting views. And maybe that's just because I haven't been uploading and the algorithm, and who knows? Like, who knows? I have no idea anymore. It's like at this point. So it's been frustrating. But the point I'm getting to is that I don't really care that much anymore. Like I have had such bigger things going on that have been bigger stresses for me that I honestly feel are more important at the moment, that it's kind of been nice to just like say YouTube's there as a hobby, and I'd really like to explore making some videos. But I'm kind of at the point where I'm of two minds. Like I want to approach it and actually make it a consistent thing with the focus and a schedule of some sort at some point, or I just say, you know what, it's there. And when I have the time and when I feel a passion for it, I will make a video about something. And I have no idea what it'll be. But I might not care that much about getting views or anything. I don't know if I care anymore. And I think that might be more likely the way it's going to be, maybe during the summers or when I have some downtime. Because I do want to get better at editing. And I like making videos. I like doing podcasts. I like obviously talking about movies and comics and anime and sci-fi and all that stuff. I do enjoy it, and I would like to still improve the channel overall. I just feel like it's not as focused as a brand as it used to be. It's really just it's like half a brand, but it's really just a place for me to sort of vlog, and make random stuff. That's what it's been for years, and I don't know if that's gonna. I mean, we'll see. It's like we'll see if I could get to the point where I could make some kind of video once a week, um, at the same time, the same day every week for like a year, I would be extremely impressed. It wouldn't be the same video. I know that for sure. It would be different ones, but I've never been quite that consistent. So maybe if I get, uh, maybe the next year or two, if I get more focused on my routine in the job, then maybe I'll have some downtime to put something out. Like I said, it's partially time management. It's also energy, and feeling like, ooh, like I'm into this thing. I want to talk about it, especially when I'm behind on movies and everything. It's like I'm trying, but I'm just everything I want to talk about. It's old school anyway. So yeah, this is kind of becoming more of a hobby. I mean, I would like feedback and suggestions. I sometimes wish Merlin the Mighty was bigger, but you got to do the things to make it bigger, and I think I just often didn't want to do them, so I can't really complain too much about it, because if I didn't just do those things, but then I would have gotten burned out in a couple years, unless I had people helping me. So it's like I don't know. I don't know what the trade off is there. I'm just happy to be venting right now. I don't know if anybody's even watching, but I'm gonna more people. Yes, Kenny's still here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, thank you for watching. I had to get some of that stuff out. Please like, share the video. We'll get more people in here. I see some people. All right, I have topics, but okay, rant about the channel over. Let me okay, let me look at some stuff. Okay. Okay. Yes, Kenny. Cowboy Bebop live action cancellation. Never seen something canceled so fast. Yes. That is something I did want to talk about because, as you can see, I did watch the first episode, so you can check that out. My first impressions. I did not watch the rest of the series, but to be honest, I watched the first episode, thought it was okay, and had no real desire to watch anything else. Just was like, well, I just want to watch the anime now because they basically did the same thing, which was kind of impressive, but didn't really add any news. So heard things about it were rough, but yeah, that was released and then canceled like what within 3 weeks. That must be some kind of record. I'm like, wow, the reaction to that was bad, and I guess a lot of people just fell off on that. I thought it was okay. I don't know if it really deserved that. Maybe it needed more of an opportunity. But yeah, I don't know. I I think that might have just been the fan backlash, and I just wonder is Netflix going to give up on these anime adaptations because it just isn't working. And to be honest, I don't think this one was like, at least from what I saw, wasn't that horrible. But apparently, it gets worse. So, yeah, quick turnaround of that one. Movie stuff could be okay for you and won't kill you. Just doing movie reviews, I guess so. Let's see. Yes, I did get a chance to watch. I didn't watch all the Game Awards, but I did watch. I did. I saw a couple trailers for things. This is Star Trek. I think it's like Insurgents or Resurgence. It's like a Telltale choose your own adventure sort of game, which looks cool. I mean, I'm like, I'm interested in that, but I'm part of me is kind of like I just want BioWare to do it. Just get like a Mass Effect, action adventure RPG, big world. Let's do it. Let's go. Just do it. You basically did a Star Trek game already. It's called Mass Effect, which is basically Star Trek plus Star Wars plus Halo plus Stargate. It's kind of all together, but yes, but still, that one looked cool. The Dune RTS that's coming out, it's like Spice Wars, which is it seems like it's like the old RTSs. Looks pretty cool, and I think those are the only ones that are coming out. I think Zoro told me about this game called Elden Ring that looks cool, and there was also another one that looked cool. There are a couple random ones, but I can't remember specifically what they were. There was this one trailer for this show that that it was like it had all these views and it had this really interesting. I don't know if it was like if it was Japanese. It was a CGI show, and I was like, I have no idea what the show is. I clicked on the thing, and then the title is like all this weird, clickbaity tag stuff with dates and like I'm like, what is the title of the show? So I have no idea what that was. Can't help you with that. And I found out there's a Blade Runner show on Adult Swim. Like what? I'm like, what? There's a Blade Runner show? Since when? I'm like, I didn't hear about this at all. So I'm learning new things. That's how out of the loop I am, really. Hmm. Let's see. Can you make a list of things that failed to meet expectations of adaptations wise so we get a reboot? Maybe put that energy into the universe. Yeah. Make a list of things that failed to meet expectations, just like adaptations that people didn't like. I guess I could make that list. Let me actually write that down. Maybe I could come up with something quick. So failed adaptations. Okay, list. All right, I will attempt to do that. Um, let's see. That's not a bad idea. Just watched JoJo Part 5. What's your thoughts if you recall? I didn't watch a lot of. Oh, wait, that's Glossy Lips. Yes. I only got about to Part 4 of JoJo. I'm a bit behind on that, which I did like Part 4 from what I saw of it. I'm still very much a old school Joseph and Jotaro kind of person. To be honest, Part 5, I heard it takes place in Italy and it's got kind of a mafia crime element to it, which I'm always into that stuff. So that actually probably would be something cool. I don't know much about it really, except that people thought the art style was weird. I kind of thought so as well. But do you like it? I mean, I actually talked to somebody recently that said Part 5 was their favorite, which I don't hear too often, but that's cool. So I know people like it. I think Hero liked it, but I only really got up to about Part 4. I know of the stuff after that, but that's about it. Let's see. Oh, that's right. The Sonic trailer came out, which I didn't watch yet. I might have to do a live reaction to that here. Yes, YouTube is scary. It is. It is. I mean, that's why I'm like, you know, you never know. You never know. I mean, they're trying to be a big company and get reach. And I guess they have to crack down on things, but it's tough. You could wait. You could just go in the one day and be like, oh, my videos are all gone. Like, I don't know. Hmm. Which villains from Sonic do I like outside of Eggman? Well, of course, and you knew I'd say Dr. Robotnik. Of course. Sonic. Um, I confess that my knowledge of Sonic is somewhat limited, really. However, I did like that weird water villain in the one Dreamcast game. I don't know if he's a canon one. I don't know what's canon with Sonic. There's so many different Sonic things. But from the Sat AM show, which is really, other than the old games, my primary exposure to Sonic stuff. Actually, there's the two. There's the two Sonic shows. I kind of like those two robots. There's the one drill guy and the chicken guy. Kind of liked them, even though they were sort of comedic. And I liked Dr. Robotnik's assistant. I think it was Snively. He was cool. And I kind of like, there's one Negasonic, not the robot guy, but there is this alternate version of him and Knuckles in this one comic, which I thought about reviewing, but those videos didn't get any views. And I kind of like them. So I don't know. I feel like there's probably some big villains I don't know about, but yeah, basically anything related to Robotnik, his robot henchmen, I like a lot of them. But yeah, but it would be Dr. Eggman, of course. So it was a smart move asking something else. Yes, yes. Let's just see. Okay, so how do you? Oh, got to move up here. Okay. We're asking questions. Thank you for being patient. Okay. How do you feel about power getting stronger, going from what? How do you feel about a power getting stronger, going from a stronger entity to a weaker one? How do you feel about a power getting stronger, going from a stronger entity to a weaker one? So just strength. I'm not sure I understand the question. Just strength transferring from one person to another. Like if you just give them that power. This sounds like an anime question that I might not be understanding context for. Please provide context. I don't know. Honest thoughts on Wilson Fisk appearing in Hawkeye. Spoilers! I haven't watched Hawkeye yet. That's right, that came out. Well, now that I know that he's in there, I'm gonna have to watch it because that might mean more Daredevil. I've actually been rewatching some of the Netflix shows. So, okay, Hawkeye, I am intrigued. The Kingpin. Love the Kingpin. Great show. Love Daredevil. Good stuff. Spoilers. I guess I'll have to watch it now. My biggest surprise from Game Awards was Wonder Woman by Shadow Mordor team. Oh, they're doing a Wonder Woman game from the Shadow Mordor people? That sounds awesome, actually. I love those games. Himu Kim, you didn't miss much. I was just ranting about how my channel is got to go on another long hiatus and how it's copyright's tough and YouTube's tough. And I'm just kind of going to do random stuff now whenever I feel like it or when I have time because I can't keep a consistent schedule and my views are kind of crap. So, that's what I said before. And now I'm just answering questions and then I'm going to refer back to random topics for things to talk about. So feel free to, say hi, ask suggestions for requests or for the channel, things you'd like to see, or just ask questions because she'll be here this afternoon. I've got some time. Kenny, anime movies don't capture the same feeling as the shows for me. I don't know if it's the runtime, but I never feel satisfied. What about you? What about you guys? Are you talking about adaptations? Because there's a couple different things when I think about that question, because it's one thing I've noticed about the anime community on YouTube, which I've always found rather strange. You see, I consider myself to be kind of a movie person. Like I love film. I love movies and just TV and media in general. But I've noticed that a lot of people on here that I've talked to, they love a lot of the long form shonen stuff. They love a lot of long episodes, a lot of time to develop characters. A lot of these big shows, right? But they don't like to watch anime movies. Like for some reason, and it's weird because in the community on here, even people I've been friends with, like in the fandom group, I've heard some hate about things like Akira and Ghost in the Shell and things like that. And I'm like, these are amazing movies. These are so influential, and these are the things that actually like got anime some recognition like 20, 30 years ago in the mainstream. And I think that they're innovative animation wise because you can put more budget into them, and a lot of the times the writing's good. And I've seen a lot of good anime movies. Like some of my favorite stuff in anime has been filmed because it's more concentrated, really on certain things, especially visually. I do agree that I think you're just asking maybe more about TV versus movies, because I do think that if it's well done, a television show in general, you just get to flesh things out and you get to expand the world. And I think that's one of the things that's popular and attractive about anime that's long form, especially these big shonen things, is that you can just keep going. But I think you can see there's a lot of really good anime movies out there that are just kind of individualized. And I mean, there's also, of course, anime movies that are based on shows or that take place during shows that can be good. So I don't know if it's the adaptations. I just think they're missing a lot of things that are kind of important regarding what makes the shows popular in the first place. So I don't know. I think it really depends on the movie and the show, but I like a lot of anime movies, or at least a lot of the classics I've seen. Should we be hyped? Disney has X-Men. They won't cover topics we want, I feel. I think they'll get there. They'll probably start slow, but X-Men has a lot of content to mine, a lot of storylines, a lot of characters. Seriously, if they wait a couple years, we could get so many years of X-Men easy. Because they could just reboot all the basic ones, start with like the first five, add some people on, then we'll have all the other different teams and then all the villains and all the storylines and freaking fight aliens. Like, there's so much with X-Men. X-Men could be its own thing. That's why I'm like, I think if we're kind of losing some of our interest with the recent MCU because, we can't recast some of the popular characters. So let's lean on X-Men for a while and make them corny, make them bright and colorful. Let's put Wolverine in yellow spandex, make him separate from Hugh Jackman. Do it the Marvel way. Do it the MCU way. Make it fun. Make it ridiculous. Like, I'm just expecting kind of like this sort of fusion of probably like, I don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy with maybe something a little more serious. Maybe like Iron Man or something like that. Has Netflix not learned their lesson with the Death Note adaptation? Oh, well, Bebop was better than that. I mean, at least Bebop, clearly they were studying the show and trying to emulate it. They just kind of did a lot of the same stuff that didn't really add anything. So it's kind of offers an alternative, and I think it kind of is missing some things. But yeah, I don't know. I think that the Death Note movie at least tried to kind of be more of its own thing. It's kind of wacky and entertaining. I think it's kind of got that so bad it's good quality. 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 I feel like I said quality weird. Quality. Quality. Sounds so pretentious when I say quality. This T is of quality. Warhammer Space Marine 2 hype. Yeah. I've never played anything Warhammer. I played the tabletop RPG version that was kind of like a D&D Pathfinder thing. My one buddy Gimli tried to run a thing where we were in an arena, and it was one of those things where it was like Fallout, where you would take damage and a certain part of your body would take damage, and it had different pieces of health, and it was very complicated. We still need to try it again. But other than that and the fact that it looks cool, I know nothing about Warhammer. But I'm glad you're excited about it. Still, Avatar the last, was that One Piece, Avatar, Yu Hakusho, Mega Man live action coming. Oh, wait, they're making an Avatar one? Oh, again? Hakusho, I could kind of see. One Piece will be weird. Mega Man, I heard about, actually. Mega Man could be all right. It'll either have to. They probably should make it kind of fun. They should just do it animated. Just make it animated. Oh, nice. Martin's helping with Elden Ring. That must have been the connection. Got the connection. Let's see, man. So many comments, so little time. Oh, that Blade Runner show is bad. Okay, maybe that's why I haven't heard about it. Yeah, you're not wrong. I think that Marvel does have a villain problem. Their villains are usually a bit underdeveloped and kind of rushed. There have been some better ones lately. There are more better ones. I mean, Thanos, of course, was good. I think that the Vulture was pretty good. Killmonger was pretty good. I think there were a couple other good ones. I think, right, some decent ones. But yeah, most of their villains aren't that great, but they're getting there. They're getting there. I kind of like the villain in Shang-Chi, actually. He was interesting. No, Billy, you're not late because we're still doing it. So welcome. Kenny, any interest in the new Dragon Ball Super movie? Well, I'll ask you guys a question, guys, gals, people. Well, after watching Totally Not Mark's video, and he was all like, after what Toei did to me, please don't support their stuff. Don't support this new Dragon Ball movie. I was kind of like, I felt bad, but it's Dragon Ball, and I've seen the last two in theaters, and I reviewed it, and I don't know. I kind of wanted to because I'm so behind on, like, I haven't been watching the show. I know about Super just from clips and hearsay, but I haven't really watched the show or read the manga in years, really consistently. So the movies are the only things that keep me up to date as an experience. So if I could see it in theaters again, I'm like, I'd like to. And the last like three movies I've enjoyed seeing. I mean, Battle of Gods was great. Resurrection F was really good. I liked the Broly movies, so like I'm having a good time with those. But I'll ask your opinion about that. What do you think of the Sonic movies, both live action and OVA? I never saw the OVA. I thought the movie was pretty good. I actually liked the movie. I wish that it had been a little more focused on the Sonic world, but considering it was a fish out of water story like they used to do back in the 80s, Master of the Universe style, I thought they pulled it off pretty good. I thought Sonic was very lovable, good action. Jim Carrey was great. It was good. I liked it. I'm looking forward to the second one. No Way Home. Yep, there will probably be a review for that soon. Probably tomorrow, I'm thinking. Oh yeah, Chaos. That was the water guy. Chaos. All right. Kevin Feige confirming Charlie Fox will be Daredevil. Yeah, that's my thoughts. That's awesome. Werewolf Apocalypse. Yeah, I think they should. I mean, if they could do the same justice to it, I think that's a pretty popular world with a decent fan base and a similar style. I'd be okay with that. Don't know about Arcane. That message was retracted. Squid Game second best. I still haven't seen the whole first thing. I'm behind on that too. I wanted to watch it, but then I was watching it with somebody, and they just went ahead and watched it without me. And I'm like, well, we were supposed to watch that. Now I'm just kind of mad. I might watch Midnight Mass instead, or Witcher 2. What Witcher season 2. Witcher 2 season 2. Witcher 3 season 3. You know what I mean? Yep, I heard he was back. Great spoiler. Saw movies. Ooh, a movie question. Do you want to play a game, Billy? Well, let's see. My thoughts on the Saw films. I was told the new one, Spiral, was actually pretty good. I think the first Saw movie is actually really good. I think in terms of low budget kind of indie horror, it actually does quite a lot with very little. I mean, most of the movie takes place in one room with just two people. One of them's the Princess Bride guy. They got some good gore, got a lot of creepy atmosphere. It's an interesting concept, interesting villain. I really liked the first Saw movie. I remember the first time I watched that in high school and the ending happened, and I was like, what? Which I'm sure it has problems, but I enjoy the first Saw movie. I think the first couple after that are good. I think the second and third one I enjoyed. I like the fourth one because it kind of goes a bit more into Jigsaw's backstory. And then after that, I kind of stopped caring. And I know they continue to decrease in quality, like a lot of the horror movies do. They're slashers and whatnot. So those are my thoughts on the Saw movies. What about you? I believe now John Bernthal will be back as Punisher and probably appear in Moon Knight. And Kristen Ritter will be back as Jessica Jones with She-Hulk. Oh, I like the sound of that. You think Netflix will scrap the live-action One Piece after they cancel Bebop? I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I mean, they have not had a good track record. I feel like it's going to get hated on instantly. Besides, they put a lot of money into the Bebop, I think, and it looked pretty good, a lot of it. And I'm just thinking, One Piece, you got all those wacky characters, you got all the weird designs, you got Luffy stretching. I just feel like it's just not going to, I don't know. I don't think that's going to be good. I mean, unless it was Japanese, maybe I'd give it a little more of a shot, but I don't know. I don't know about the One Piece one, honestly. I would not be surprised. What do they have to do to make a good adaptation, though? Because Bebop was very close in a lot of ways, from what I saw. But I mean, I don't really want that either. So it's like, what do we need for a good live action anime adaptation? Because it's so hard to pull off. I mean, Kenshin's one of the few I can think of that's good. Oh, there's episode 5, Ronan. No spoilers about Hawkeye, I guess. I need to watch that. I guess I got to review that. All right, well, fine. Maybe I'll do that. I'll try. I might watch the first episode, and it'll depend if I like the second, like it enough, I guess. Punisher, Deadpool, rated R. Okay. If you listen to Pokemon fans, you'd think the series is struggling. The games always sell no matter what. That is a strong IP. You are correct. Jim Carrey still has it. Jogging, I never did. I never actually did finish that. I need to. I need to finish it. I've heard that's the best season of all of them. So I probably do. I still didn't watch Alita Battle Angel because I wasn't that familiar with it, but I've heard that actually was very good. So I might have to check that out. That was Robert Rodriguez, right? Oh, I like Halo. I'm not as hardcore of a fan as some of my friends are, but I actually just got the re-release they had a little while back about, I guess, remastering all the old games. So I might try to play through them at some point. I've been trying to catch up on a lot of classic games. My Steam library is just full of old games that I've never played. So I'm like between Mass Effect and wanted to replay that, and I've got Half-Life stuff and Stalker and a lot of shooters and stuff like that. Yes, I actually just started watching Punisher recently. I didn't realize how good that was. I really like the Punisher show. I never saw the Kingdom live action one. I heard that's a good manga, though. I heard the anime wasn't very good. Dragon Ball's been over for me for years. I'm getting older. I don't pay attention. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it's popular. I'm glad people still like it and it's still going strong. But it's just too much. Yeah, I know. Gotta watch Squid Game. Netflix was not good. Peak Marvel live action. That's a strong statement. Nice. All right. Well, once again, we've gotten to the end of the questions. So I'm going to look back. Please, if you haven't already, like this video and share it so that other people can get in here. I'm going to look at some topics and then I will look back at the questions in a bit as they start to pile in. Some things to think about. I've been around a lot of younger people lately, and I actually found out, based on my observations, what it seems like the most popular uh, current shonen shows are among younger people. Younger people, kids, basically, teenagers. It seems like Dragon Ball still has some popularity, as does Naruto. That might be the biggest. Also, surprisingly, JoJo does, and One Piece, and Hunter x Hunter. And I was like, it's kind of amazing. We're in a time now where I'm seeing Hunter x Hunter T-shirts and memorabilia. Like, wow. Sailor Moon also had some stuff too. Hmm. Let's see. Spider-Man's got that new movie coming out, which looks great. I had watched a lot of the animated series again from the 90s, but I stopped like right at the end. I probably should finish that. I've also had Superman on the brain lately. I'm doing videos with Dan about that, hopefully. So I don't know. I've been watching some of the fights from the animated series when Superman goes off, like all his fights against Darkseid, his fight against Mongol. It's good stuff. Really like a lot of that stuff. The Bruce Timm stuff. Let's see. Witcher season 2 is coming out, which I thought looked good. As far as movies, I mean, Spider-Man: No Way Home. I'm interested in The Matrix, Kingsman, Nightmare Alley. It's like this noir movie Guillermo del Toro's doing. New West Side Story. So there's a lot of movies coming out. More in this short period of time than I think I've been excited about in years. So there might actually be some movie reviews more than anything up next couple weeks. There's also a Nick Cage movie next year. He plays himself being Nick Cage. So I think he's finally leaning into it. Maybe it was inevitable. Let's see. Also, I've been watching Promise Neverland slowly, and that show is pretty good. I really like that show. And I've been wanting to watch Venture Brothers again. I feel like I always start it and then have to go back through. And I love that show, and I feel like it's loved, but I don't know if people really talk about it enough. And I also kind of want to get back into X Files again because I watched a random episode of that and I thought it was pretty good. Yeah. I did not see The Last Duel. I was interested in it. I heard it didn't do very well. Uh, yeah. Yes. Um, hmm. Well, alas, it appears that it's always interesting when it comes down to this point where you go through a bunch of comments and questions, and then you see like viewership's down, and I've said everything I kind of need to say, so it's like I don't know how much longer I'm gonna go, so I'm gonna hang on. I'm gonna try to go for like another 15 minutes, and we'll see. So if you can spread this around, let people know. We'll hang out for a bit more. I've heard the season 2 of Promise Neverland is not very good, so I will try not to check that out. Let me see. What else was there? I think that was pretty much all the main stuff. Let me see if I can find some of the things I was kind of planning on that I know I'm behind on. There was like a to-do list I had. I think there was. I think there was. I think there was. Let's see. I've got a couple. I've got like I'll give you guys some ideas about potential projects that you might see at some point down the line of things I wanted to do. There was the podcast about kind of like old alien invasion movies and stuff, and kind of like creature features and B movies. A lot of the idea was to kind of lean into the old, sci-fi stuff from the 50s and 60s, but it'll just kind of be like under the umbrella of kind of alien creatures from beyond or whatever. Was one of my ideas I'd still like to do, which I think would be fairly laid back because it's just a podcast, but I'd still want to be consistent with it. So there was that. I wanted to do the video about kind of looking at more surreal films. Just that would be kind of a video analysis series. That was something I wanted to do as well. Also, more movie retrospectives. I think I don't want to say what they are because I wanted to keep it a surprise, but I had a couple more I wanted to do of those. I've got a bunch of just ideas here. Like I've got it all on a document, but I don't know. You've never seen Indiana Jones? Oh yeah, I'd say it's worth watching. I'd say at least the original trilogy. is worth watching. I mean, I think that Raiders of the Lost Ark's pretty classic. I mean, I've always enjoyed Temple of Doom, Last Crusade a lot. I would say probably you could probably avoid the fourth one. It's kind of a little more ridiculous, but I've softened a little bit on that on time. Like it's not as good as the other ones. It's kind of silly. I'm kind of curious about what they're going to do for the fifth one, but yeah, I'd say it's worth watching. At least check out the character. It's pretty iconic stuff. Yeah, I'd certainly say so. Yes, indeed. Let me see if I could share a link. Maybe that'll help. Would help if I promote these things. But once again, it's always kind of off the cuff. Oh, look at that Hiatus Break Livestream. So let's see. Let me copy this link and share it some places. How about that? Maybe that'll help. Mwahaha. What do you think? Maybe. We'll see if that gets a few more people in here. Maybe some different questions, more conversation. You know. Uh-oh. All of his thumbnails are zoomed in. Uh-oh. Wonder why hero stuff's glitching. Well, that's odd. That's odd. Let's see. Downtime. Oh, yeah, I'm going to try and run a tabletop RPG of Dune because my buddy Gimli got me that new tabletop for Dune from Modiphius or Modiphius, or how do you say their name? So I probably have to start looking that up after this because I haven't looked at the rules at all. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Apparently back in 2013, I was watching Naruto fight Orochimaru. So I don't know what was going on there. Don't know what's going on there. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm feeling hungry again too. Well, might be more incentive. I ate a little bit. I just got back from the gym and then I was very hungry, so I had an omelet, which was nice. Might be a salad waiting for me. I'm hungrier than I thought. So let's see. Oh, you know something? I never got far enough to really do it, and it's been so long. I think the one I played the most was Mass Effect 2, which I think I got decently in to the main story, and I forget who she was. Hold on. I'm gonna look this up. I know a lot of people like, is it the Turian lady? From hence options. I'm gonna look this up. I'll see if I can remember who I kind of liked, and don't don't think that I know for sure everything about them, but these are not the people I thought. All right, do they have? Wow. Okay. I think. I can't remember. I don't think it was Ashley. Was it Miranda? It might have been Miranda. I think it might have been her. Which I mean, what an image. That's my guess, but I honestly don't know. Who do you think the best option is, or does it really matter? Does it just depend on the play style? Go full renegade or full paragon, or I just kind of role play my characters the way I think I generally would be in the situation the first playthrough, and then otherwise I might try it a different way. So I'm not really sure how much that would affect it. Would it be effective? Yeah, getting down to the what do you call it? The got to fill up the dead air here. Let's see. It's very exciting right now, isn't it? Yeah, I shared the link. I'm just trying to think. Is there anything else I could say before I go? No, I mean, not really. Video game journalism? I don't know. Are they really looked at the bottom of the barrel now? I mean, I feel like video games are one of the biggest industries, and I mean that's another one that's very consistent. I think I don't know. I think video game journalism. I think I don't know. I mean, I feel like a lot of people follow video game promotions and things like that. There's a big video game culture ever since like the back in back in the mid 2000s. I feel like it's slowly been blowing up more and more. I mean, video games are such a kind of an important part of our society now, and everybody's just gaming in different ways. I think that people take it kind of seriously. I mean, maybe it's not considered as serious in journalism circles, perhaps. I think that the only real suggestion for that is that you see, movies movies are kind of considered still, I guess, more of a authentic art form, where video games in a lot of circles still are not. And I think that might be the big issue potentially with that. And that's kind of been a debate for years about whether video games are even considered art, which I think is incredibly silly. I think that might be, one of the silliest things I've heard. And I feel like that's really not the way it is considered anymore. I mean, like, of course, video games are art. They're just interactive. I think the debate was because it's a game and, it therefore changes and it's not like the static thing. But even when you're interacting with a painting or a sculpture or a movie or a comic or writing, the person viewing it is changing it with their interpretation on some level. They're already interacting with it. It's just video games are a whole new level of interaction. And admittedly, there are set goals, but especially with a lot of these bigger games like Mass Effect or Elder Scrolls, or there's just a lot of stuff you can really do, a lot of different ways you can play it, and a lot of ways for you to be creative with it. So it's kind of a collaboration within set parameters, but just there's a lot of creativity within that, and even just on an aesthetic level, that from design choices, like it's art, because a lot of video games are just like extremely pretty. Especially, I'm loving a lot of these retro ones, like all these 2D side scrollers, these like indie ones. There's some of them are just beautiful, and some of these old school retro shooters. So from that standpoint, I think they're artistic. So I mean, I think that they're absolutely wonderful, and I don't know. I don't know why they'd be considered bottom of the barrel if they are. I don't know who's saying that. I really don't know. Well, hmm. There may be some kind of podcast or something that I do after this that's kind of unrelated, because I did do a top 50 movies series of videos with some friends of mine over at Dan Reviews It. So feel free to watch some of those if you have the time. But I was thinking about doing another video kind of related to that, because there were just a lot of favorite movies of mine that did not make the top 50 that I kind of want to talk about. So I'd like to do individual videos for a lot of them, but who knows when I'll be able to do that. So maybe I'll do that too. But expect some movie reviews, maybe a Spider-Man one soon. I would say also keep an eye out. I should be putting out some things about my next collection of short stories. I'll probably put some stuff here for that if you want to support me that way. Once again, any comments or questions about the channel or things you'd like to see me do, requests for new videos, I will try to get them when I can. I've got a couple weeks here where I might have some time, but like I said, and I'll probably put something up closer to mid-January. But I feel like after January, I had this hiatus before where I said I was on a kind of a semi-hiatus, but I still did put up a video. Like, I feel like once every 2 weeks there was something up. I'm like, I'd be surprised if maybe I'll do something once a month, you know. But if it's a couple months and you don't see any videos, Merlin the Mighty's still here. I'm just working and getting into the whole teaching gig and focusing on that. And this is just kind of regulated to ideas, and I hopefully will have more things coming up in the summer. But in the meantime, there might be a few videos in the next couple weeks here, hopefully. But keep sending those requests and ideas in. I'm thankful for all the support and everything. So yeah, if you think of anything, just let me know below. Appreciate all the support. Everybody's sticking with me. And I'm going to end the stream now by saying thank you and stay magical.